Senior Moments, sponsored by the Empowering Seniors Group on News Talk KVNU, 102 FM and 610 AM.
Good morning and welcome to the Senior Moment Show. If you are new to our show, my name is Bruce Lee. I'm the co-host usually, but my co-host is not here, Sid Roeder. We're going to give her a pass this week, but we do have an exciting guest. We have Dr. Evan LeFevre, who is a chiropractor with LeFevre Chiropractic. Welcome.
Thank you.
Glad to have you here today. Before we jump into things, though, I want to just talk about our sponsor, which is the Empowering Seniors Group. This is a group of professionals that have come together to serve the community by helping people understand the professional services that are out there in a way that does not solicit them, but just gets them the information so they know what to do. If you're interested in learning more about that group, you can check us out at empoweringseniors.info. You can send us an email if you'd like to empoweringseniors.cv, and the CV stands for Cache Valley at gmail.com, or you can call us or text us at 435-512-6406. Any of those ways will work, and we'd love to hear from you. Always appreciate getting feedback from our listeners to know how we can improve. And we appreciate our sponsor. I'm excited to have Dr. LeFevre here today. He's actually been my chiropractor for a couple of years. I don't know, maybe even like 20 years.
It's been a while.
It's been a minute. Why don't we just take a minute? You can introduce yourself and tell a little bit about yourself and where you're from and how you got involved in being a chiropractor.
Yeah, for sure. I've been a chiropractor here in Cache Valley for 25 years, and it's flown by. It's been amazing opportunity and experience for me working with the great folks of this area, northern Utah. Came to Utah State to go to dental school and got accepted to dental school. The weird thing is I went with a friend to a chiropractor who got injured at work, and I saw that experience and saw him get better almost immediately, and it flipped a switch in my brain. Helped me realize the value of mechanical function and biomechanics and kinesiology and how those things work, and I just immediately switched to going to chiropractic school, and that was that.
Wow. Where did you go to school?
I went to a school in Dallas, Texas called Parker College. It's now Parker University, but I picked it because of its diversity and its education. It's well known for its high standards, so it was a great experience as well.
Plus, you get to go to Texas for a few years.
Exactly. Lots of barbecue.
Right. Are you from here originally?
I grew up in Utah. I graduated from high school out in the Uinta Basin, Uinta High School, and then came here to college.
And here you are now. So you were here long enough to decide Cache Valley was the place.
Yes. It was for sure the place. I lived here 5 years through school and then got married. So my wife and I went to Texas together.
Nice. And so you started here 25 years ago, is that what you said?
Yep.
And did it start quick, or was it kind of a slow build? How did that work?
It was interesting. I didn't know what I was doing, obviously. I knew how to be a chiropractor and adjust people, but I had no idea what I was doing from a business standpoint, and I rented space from another chiropractor and kind of got my feet wet on how the business runs, and healthcare has its own issues. So I had a lot to learn there, and I had mentors that helped me through that process. And then 4 years in, I went out on my own, and so 21 years all by myself.
Wow. And is there something that you think that distinguishes you and your practice from, what would you say to other people about your chiropractic practice?
I think that's a great question. There's every kind of chiropractor. If you've been to one, we're not the same from the next one, right? The thing that distinguishes me, I think, is I have a very orthopedic-based chiropractic clinic, and I belong to a group called Pro Sport Chiropractic. It's an education program, but it's also an activity program, and I've had the opportunity to work with student athletes at the university and throughout the valley, through all the high schools. I work with a lot of professional athletes locally, racing sports, running sports, etc. So I believe that being functionally correct from a biomechanical standpoint blesses you no matter what age you are. whether that's, a 16-year-old running track at Logan High School or, an elite athlete racing Spartan races. So those things that I learn and implement into my practice, through that organization literally has changed the outcome and trajectory of my career.
Awesome. Well, that's great information. I wanted to, we talked a little bit about some of the things that you want to suggest to people today before we get on the show today. And I want to kind of jump into that to help people understand what kinds of things people can do to help live better lives, to be more healthy. What's the first thing that you would say to people that they should be doing or thinking about as they want to live a healthy lifestyle and feel good?
Without even any reservation, number one is activity. The activities of our daily life, from a healthcare standpoint, is called the activities of daily living, and those are the things that matter daily on a functional basis. And when you look at the major reason why individuals go into care facilities, the number one reason typically is they can't get on and off the stool to go to the restroom themselves. So that functional weakness is a core issue, and being able to stay active and physically strong is critical as we age and get along in years. And so I really feel like the most important thing for me and for us to do as we go through the years of aging is to stay physically active. And every one of my patients, every time they're in, is told they need to be walking if they're not doing anything else.
So you see just this broad variety of people. You see younger people, they're going to have an easier time being active. People that are getting a little older and maybe are having a harder time getting around. What advice there? Use
your home and your environment to maintain some type of level of strength. And so that can be practicing stairs up and down, using bands, simple things at home to maintain muscle strength and function of any joint. And it's easy to use bands at home. They're in a variety of strengths and tensions, and so we're able to use really simple basic things like stairs and bands to maintain strength and function. And I think that's how we start always.
Do you ever work with them to give them some of those suggestions while you're treating them?
Pretty much every time.
Before we go to break here, why don't we get your contact information, what your location is?
My address is 1415 North, 1415 North, 400 East in Logan. And 435-752-4747 is my phone number.
That will get the office staff, and if somebody wants to make an appointment, then they can just schedule something there.
Yes, sir.
Great. Well, this is the Senior Moment Show. We are sponsored by the Empowering Seniors Group. We are getting ready for our first break, and we'll be returning with Dr. LeFevre from LeFevre Chiropractic in just a minute.
If you're retired or plan to retire soon, will you outlive your money or will your money outlive you? If you don't know the answer, I can help. Hi, I'm Patty Bartholomew, a financial consultant with Parsonex Securities. If you have questions about your financial plan or just need a second opinion, call me today at 435-227-5556.
Investments are not FDIC insured, nor are they deposits of or guaranteed by a bank or any other entity, so they may lose value. Investors should carefully consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the funds. This and other important information is contained in each fund's prospectus and summary prospectus, which can be obtained from a financial professional and should be read carefully before investing. Securities offered through Parsonex Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC, 8310 South Valley Highway, Suite 110, Inglewood, Colorado, 80112-303-662-8700.
Oh, it seems like yesterday I was playing with my kids on the playground.
Seems like yesterday I was building a treehouse in the backyard.
Time goes by too fast, but there is something you can do to ensure you're taken care of down the road. I'm Tracy Ferris with Quality First Insurance. A long-term care insurance policy is something we all need as we get older. If you wait until you need it, you're too late. Let me help you understand the options and benefits of long-term care insurance. Call me today, 435-752-0101.
This is Brian Erickson for the Sunshine Minute. Each day, our nurses, CNAs, cooks and servers, housekeepers, laundry staff, music, recreation therapy teams, office staff, receptionists, and many more arrive around the clock. These heroes show up ready and willing to serve and protect our residents and clients. We are so grateful to our dedicated team. On behalf of the Board of Sunshine Terrace Foundation and our community, thank you to all of our employees for keeping us safe. We bring more to life together.
This is Mark Thurston with White Pine Funeral Services. The best time to plan is when you have time to plan. Having a pre-arranged funeral gives peace of mind for everyone involved. White Pine will customize your final wishes to fit your needs, from a traditional burial to cremation to a custom headstone. White Pine also accepts pre-arranged plans from other mortuaries, and we will absorb any transfer or revocation fees. No penalty to you. Visit whitepinefunerals.com or come and see us for more information.
White Pine Funeral Services, here when you need us most.
Welcome back to the Senior Moment Show. If you're just joining us today, we are talking with Dr. Evan LeFevre from LeFevre Chiropractic. His office is in Logan. I think it's just west of the Lee's Marketplace up there.
That is correct.
Yeah, across the street from the hospital, kind of give you a bearing on where they are. And before we went to break, we were just talking about physical activity and how that helps people to live a better life. And what else do we have to say about that?
I think the last thing that I'd like to just add into that is anytime we can add a weight-bearing exercise with an actual weight added to it, not just body weight, we're going to, stimulate muscle growth or stimulate muscle maintenance. And you can only do that through activity, right? And that through your lifetime is really, it's like money in the bank. If we're not putting money away early in life, then we're trying to make up for it in the end. And I really I hate to see elderly people, aging people having physical difficulty because of loss of strength. And it's not that hard to maintain. It just needs a little guidance and help, and I'd love to help them do that.
So when you're talking about weight bearing, if someone's not used to using weights, we're not talking about lifting incredible heavy weights, right?
No.
This is where the bands can come into play.
Right.
That they work that way too. That would be considered a weight-bearing activity.
Yes.
And then dumbbells,
anything like jugs of milk, anything that you can do to develop muscle strength or maintain muscle strength through actual physical work, and that helps maintain not only muscle mass but bone mass as well.
So what would be an activity or two that would be simple that someone could do that if they're not doing anything right now that you might tell them to do?
5-pound dumbbells up and down stairs.
Just walking up and down, just holding them.
Yeah.
Don't even have to move your arms.
Nope. And then you can add to that, right? But we have to start somewhere. And if we're deconditioned enough where, we're not used to getting out of the chair often, we're watching TV and things that, as you start to slow down, it's easy to do. I'm not judging anyone. I'm just saying we have to get back to being physically active.
Yeah, so as part of your practice, if someone, you tend to think of a chiropractor as somebody that I need to go in and get an adjustment. If someone's thinking that, I'm not sure if I need an adjustment or not, but maybe I'd like more information about some of these techniques that might help me. Is that a visit that they could schedule? Is that something you do?
For sure. And there's ways to go about that are less invasive than maybe if you've been to a chiropractor in previous times. We have new tools and techniques, tables and activators, things that can adjust joints without a lot of physical stress. So low invasive, high speed, without a lot of pressure or difficulty.
Okay, all right. Well, let's jump to the next thing here that might be of use to people. I don't think there's going to be any surprises in any of the things that we talk about today, but after activity, what should they be thinking about?
Nutrition. Yeah, nutrition, and it's really a two-parter for me. As we age, and it's documented, well known, that people, as we get older, we start to slip on our food choices. And mostly that's two things. One is going to a carbohydrate-based diet. So it's really common for me when I ask people what they're eating for them to say toast and jam. and that's bread and sugar, right? So it's sugar and sugar essentially. And we really have to make an effort to put protein in our diets.
So what kinds of proteins then?
I really love meat-based protein. And the reason is your body responds to an actual food-based protein differently than a whey liquid-based protein. So if the only way I can get you to have protein is a protein shake, I'll take it. But what I'd really love for you to do is have a can of tuna fish, 4 ounces of chicken, some beef, lean beef, anything that will, actually be a food-based protein rather than a liquid-based protein. But what I would really love is to emphasize that we're really shooting for you to get 100 grams of protein a day. And that's not impossible, but it's going to take a little bit of planning for most people. If they're living alone or just 1 or 2 people alone, it's hard to plan food for that. And so you're looking at cooking, maybe some chicken ahead of time and having it on hand, or some lunch meat, something on hand that's ready to go and easy.
How much is 100 grams of food, and compared to my hand or something like that? What would that look like?
So a chicken breast is probably 30 grams of protein. And you can do a third. So let's say you had a 30 grams of protein in a protein shake, some chicken for lunch, and something for dinner. You can throw some cheese in there and some legumes, or wherever you can get some protein. But you really have to try and shoot for 100 grams of protein a day. And then if we're actually building muscle, we're shooting for more than that. But just to maintain where you're at, we need to have protein in your diet.
What's physically happening in your body when protein's coming in?
Your body's constantly replacing itself, and it has to have protein in order to regenerate the muscle and the soft tissue. And it's the connective tissue, it's the muscle, it's everything that's actually metabolically living requires protein.
So the people you're talking about that are having a piece of toast with jam and saying, I did eat this morning, do they need to give that up? Can they just add the protein to it?
Correct.
They don't need to go away from all the stuff they've been doing.
Yes. What I would really love is if they would have the toast with some avocado on it and some turkey.
Do you have anything that you do as far as a handout or something like that, as far as when you consult with somebody, or do you sit down and work with them on this, or do you direct them to a dietitian? How does that work?
We can direct them to a dietitian, and we do have resources that way for sure. But we'll talk to them and lay something out specifically for them.
Okay. If you're just joining us today, we're talking with Dr. Evan LeFevre from LeFevre Chiropractic, and we're talking about things that can really help you live a better life. If you are interested in a consult with him or need a chiropractor, what's the best way to get in touch with you?
I think the very best way is I have a website called LoganUtahChiropractor.com or 435-752-4747. But if you look at my website, you'll see me, you'll see our resources and the things that we have at our office.
Awesome. All right, we're taking our next break. We will be back in just a second.
You have a lot of options when it comes to buying or selling a home. Do you list it online, sell it yourself, or do you have a realtor help? It's a major financial and emotional decision. A realtor is the liaison between buyers and sellers and really helps you navigate complex contracts, deadlines, and disclosures.
Hi, this is Sid Roeder with Achievement Realty.
I work for you to get the best outcome for your situation. Let me earn your trust with a free consultation and a free market analysis. Call me today at 512-6406. Then list it, sell it, and move on.
Hi, this is Bruce with Comfort Care. One of the ways we help loved ones stay in their home is by assisting with daily tasks. These may include bathing, meal preparation, medication reminders, and housekeeping. We even help with shopping, transportation, and errands. Most of all, we offer a trusted level of care. Let us help you live your best life possible with Comfort Care. This is Bruce, and you can call me at 754-7676. Comfort Care, 754-7676.
Whether you have a small business, large corporation, or sole proprietorship, remember Cook Martin Polson has provided quality accounting services since 1977. At Cook Martin Polson, they believe you've earned it, and they're going to help you keep it. Take a minute right now to call 750-5566. That's 750-5566 to set up your tax appointment and let Cook Martin Polson show you how to keep the money you have earned.
This is Jared Ripplinger with Cook Martin Polson. You've worked hard for your money. Let us help you keep it.
Reed's Pharmacy in Hiram offers free delivery service 5 days a week, Monday through Friday throughout the valley. Just stay home and they will deliver to you. With 25 different suppliers, they won't have the shortage that others might have. Also, with compounding and many other services, they will be able to serve all your needs. In order to stay safe and help slow the spread, please call Reed's Pharmacy in Hiram at 245-DRUG, and they will take care of you.
When it comes to successful aging, eating well matters. Staying physically active matters. Getting socially engaged matters. Living alone, aging alone, it's harder to consistently do that. Hi, this is Chris Grohl with Pioneer Valley Lodge, where we make it easier to do those things every day. Our mission at Pioneer Valley Lodge in North Logan is to help seniors live better, age more gracefully, and stay independent for as long as possible. Pioneer Valley Lodge, an independent living community for seniors.
Welcome back to the Senior Moment Show. If you're just joining us today, we're talking with Dr. Evan LeFevre from LeFevre Chiropractic. Again, he is here in Logan, in the northern part of Logan, just west of Lee's Marketplace and kind of north of the hospital there. That's where his office is. And we've been talking about things that help you live a better life, keep you strong, keep you mobile, and that's pretty useful stuff. We were just talking about nutrition, but I think we're ready to talk about some other things too. What's our next thing?
I really want to suggest one supplement, and you can spend a lot of money on nutrition products, vitamins, etc. And I do feel like a good multivitamin is important, but if one person was to just take one thing, I would pick vitamin D.
What is it about vitamin D that is so effective?
So vitamin D, the new research is showing that vitamin D acts more like a hormone than it is an actual vitamin. And what that means is vitamins are used as the core building block of any system that we're talking about. But a hormone is more like a transport carrier, and vitamin D is very much a transport molecule, and it helps your body maintain bone density through absorption of calcium and other types of minerals. But it has a huge impact on immune system. And one of the things that came out that was really valuable in the last 6 months post-COVID, and some of the research there, is that the CDC recommended that every person take vitamin D to fight viral issues. And that's been known for quite some time, but the COVID really brought that to the forefront again and made people relook at the research of why vitamin D is so valuable, because it does directly impact your immune system.
That's interesting. I used to drink a lot of milk, and I don't drink milk much anymore. So I know that milk is vitamin D fortified. Mm-hmm. And now I'm sitting here thinking, where do I get vitamin D? What foods does it exist in?
So you can get vitamin D through foods like enhanced foods like milk, dark leafy green vegetables, etc. But meat products have vitamin D in it. But really, anywhere that's above the latitude where we are or above, even being exposed through the whole year to sun, research is showing we are not making enough vitamin D to keep up with the amount of exposure or non-exposure that we get. So I feel like vitamin D in our area is essential from a vitamin standpoint. You have to be taking it.
Is that something you just go pick up at a local supermarket and just get a vitamin D supplement? Is it by itself?
Yes, it's by itself, and it can come in a pill form or a gel an oil-based capsule, but in essence, most supplements come in a 5,000 international units per day. That's plenty for anyone. And that, to me, would be, yes, you can get it practically anywhere.
If you're deficient on vitamin D, what symptoms might you expect to experience?
So a lot of times people will just be constantly ill. They'll be sick a lot. They'll have, a variety of other things, but since I'm not your doctor, I'm not going to give you exact symptomatology to be looking for, but it's easy to ask Siri or Google that. But in general, bone density, things that you would see as a health deficit, is probably going to be benefited by an increase in vitamin D.
So it just needs to be part of a daily nutrition plan. And would it be something you'd physically feel differently with, do you think? Or is it just something that's kind of keeping your underlying core in better shape?
As there are people who have severe deficits and they'll get shots of vitamin D, and that's like 50,000 international units at once. So we're talking about a tenth of that on a daily basis. But once your immune system and your body starts to respond to the vitamin D, a host of things can feel different. But mainly on a daily supplementation standpoint, you're not going to have an energy difference, but you will have a core health difference, and you'll notice that.
That's great. Well, we're pretty rapidly running out of time here. We didn't even get to what probably everybody thought we'd talk about when we bring a chiropractor in, like which accident or bad back or neck or all those things are things that you do as well, I'm sure. So if anybody's dealing with any of those things and they'd like to come visit with you about that, or would like to talk to you more about the nutritional stuff that we've been talking about today, again, help us with the best way to contact you and that information.
Yeah. Again, my phone number is 435-752-4747, and my website is LoganUtahChiropractor.com.
LoganUtahChiropractor.com, 435-752-4747.
Correct.
Well, thank you very much for being on our show today, Dr. LeFevre. I hope that people have enjoyed this show and learned some things.
Thank you. It was fun to be here.
Yeah, appreciate that. Again, we'd like to thank our sponsor, the Empowering Seniors Group. We appreciate all those people who help us to put this show on. Check them out. You hear the ads at our breaks, and so we appreciate all of them. We'll be back again for another show next week, so we'll see you then. Thanks.